If I did everything right, this video should be released on August 26th, 2026, which marks 10 years since I started the Nerd District. Not specifically the channel that you're watching right now, but the Nerd District as a whole, as a brand, I guess. And I figured now is as good as any time to make this video as a way to look back at my journey as a creator and see how my content has evolved, and my headspace during those times, what it's like as an up-and-coming creator 10 years on and still trying to make it, and what the future could look like based on whatever I'm feeling now. I don't know who specifically this video is going to be for. I guess maybe it's just for me, but I guess I just want people who are maybe also trying to make something and haven't quite hit the audience that they're looking for yet feel a little bit better about themselves. I guess I should just start by introducing myself. My name is Jake. The Nerd District started as an idea for a blog, as a website. Those were kind of going out of fashion then in 2016 when I started this whole thing. Personal blogs, they're not really as popular as they were 15 or 20 years ago. But I was like, I want to make a blog where I can have like-minded people come and talk about the things that I liked, I guess. I should say, if we're saying like 2016, I just turned 15 in July. So that's where I'm at. In school, I didn't have a lot of close friends, not many people to talk about my interests with. And so I'm like, let's see if I can get a blog going to build a community, I guess. And so I'm looking at domain names and I'm like, my idea behind the name would be, I want something that feels like a location that people can go to. It's not so much about me, it's about the community of people that I'm cultivating, I guess. So I'm doing a lot of searching to see what's available. Pretty much the first thing that was available that I didn't hate was the Nerd District. I don't remember all of my other tries, but yeah, so I have the domain, and to this day, I have not set up that blog. I'll do it eventually, but I was kind of tired of like waiting around to design the whole setup and everything. So I'm like, okay, let's just take this to Instagram. And so on August 26th, 2016, I create my first Instagram post. It's very hashtag heavy. I don't think you could search by terms yet. Look, I'm teasing my blog featuring news, reviews, drawings, personal projects, ideas, and more. That is a very broad thing, which I guess I still relate to in some way. I didn't really have anything to start with. This is literally just, I wrote the name in the notes app of my phone and put some like filters and vignettes over it. And that was my first post, just to announce that I'm starting. And so, I mean, literally you can see all this stuff from 2016. I guess I'm sort of like a news report, but just for like whatever I feel like. Black Widow didn't have a movie yet. New Warriors TV show, that got canceled. Still bummed about that. Look at this. First pictures of the Lego Death Star from 2016. This is where they first introduced the new Han Solo hairpiece. Like, literally, it feels so long ago now. I said I'm gonna do a Q&A every 50 followers. Let's see how many I have. 36. So yeah, I mean, I did a little bit of Lego photography, news and stuff. That didn't happen. Marvel confirms that the Inhumans movie will be replaced with a show. I can't wait to see it. I hope it's great. Then we get to November 21st. It had only been like a couple months. I guess I posted some Lego set reveals too early or something, and I just got locked out of my account. Maybe looking back, I could have fought a little bit harder to get it back, but I was just like, I couldn't log into the account, and I have no idea why. So, December, I just create a new page, and I'm reposting some of my old stuff. Yeah, a little bit before this. I think, actually, December, same year, is when I create my YouTube channel. Same day I created the new Instagram account. I posted this video.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Yeah,
I'm just gonna speed through that.
Drop it.
Yeah, so that's from the mind of 16-year-old me. Look, I was learning how to edit at the time. I had taken a film class in high school. It was my introduction to Premiere. It was a light introduction. Everything else from there, I'm basically self-taught. But like a lot of the motion graphic stuff was just inspired by like Barry from Game Grumps. He did a little tutorial back in those days about how he did those edits, and that was basically my starting point for that. Somehow I got pretty lucky when I posted that first video. I don't think the views on this have changed too much. I guess I could look. Yeah, I mean, it didn't do crazy, but it was way more than I was expecting at the time. But it was definitely enough to, like, kick something off a little bit. And then I did Filmmaking Flashback, which I don't know if I'll come back to ever, but it's there. And then this was what really launched my channel a little bit, was the Jam. This was an idea that I had before I even started my channel. I had this thought in my head that was like, what if there was like a news channel called The Jam that reported on Space Jam news, and then they could do the thing that's in like the Space Jam theme. It's like, welcome to the Jam, come on and slam, welcome to the Jam. It was a little half-baked, I'll admit, but Space Jam 2 was rumored to be coming out then, and I was like, I'll be the one to do it. So I created this series called The Jam. Yeah, I guess I can play it. Yeah, 2019, 7 years ago, almost.
Hello everybody and welcome to The Jam, the only Space Jam...
Yikes. That's my voice 7-ish years ago. Yeah, this was basically just like the history of the rumored Space Jam 2s and everything up to the official announcement that it was even happening. And this video did really well. This video was my first 100 views, it was my first 1,000 views. It basically took me to over 100 subscribers, and so I was riding that momentum pretty high. My other non-Space Jam stuff didn't do as well. I did a review of Muppets Now. That got a good amount of views, a little controversial though. Yeah, so it was like some of my best performing videos ever, mixed in with some of my worst performing videos ever. This Iron Man 2 filmmaking flashback was 5 years ago when it only has 37 views. So, you know, not my best stuff. I started doing this series, Jake and Josh Use the Internet. Josh is my brother. And we basically just browse the internet and do stuff. That's an unscripted series, and I thought that's kind of fun. Then we got the trailer for Space Jam 2, now it's called Space Jam: A New Legacy. And then I did the finale to that series, which was like, up until a few weeks ago, was my best performing video of all time. 26,000 views. I guess I could have kept going because the movie wasn't out yet. But I was basically like, my thought process was I did everything that I set out to do. My whole goal with the jam was just to make people aware of what was happening with the movie. And then, you know, we have an official trailer and everybody knows that the movie's coming out. And it's like, I guess my job is done. So then I post this review. It's not really a review. I think I praised the movie more than it deserves, but it was kind of what kickstarted my channel a little bit, and I have to be grateful to it in some way, and to the people who watched the videos. But I will say, 26,000 views, I never felt like I got the same amount of engagement for that. Like, that's a lot of views, but I didn't get a ton of likes or a ton of comments. The thing that I didn't do very well after this came out was I didn't ride the train, I guess, with it. You know, there's plenty to do with like the actual behind the scenes stuff that we know about with the movie that I could have looked back on. I could have looked back at the rumors that we had before and seen which ones were true and which ones weren't, but I didn't do that. And I guess it was just because I wanted to move on now. You know, I'm still trying to find my voice a little bit. I've got reviews and stuff, and reviews that are basically just going through the movie and making jokes. I think my inspirations are pretty clear in some of this. Like the Crybaby Lane video, you know, I watched a lot of JonTron back in the day. He was, you know, before he kind of outed himself as a shitty person. And then I think in some of like the 8 Crazy Nights review, I guess I'm portraying a little bit of my Saberspark influence or my Rebel Taxi influence. And then with these Jake and Josh Use the Internet videos, I feel like I got to flex my improv skills a little bit, which aren't showing up great in this. I'm much better at improving in character, but I had fun with those, and I'm still trying out new stuff. I think we have to acknowledge the distance between videos. There aren't a ton posted in a year, and I'm still not great about that. It is very tough, and I don't like pumping things out. I like to have a little bit of quality, but everything is me. I do everything. I do the writing, I do the editing, I do the thumbnails. There's nobody on this except me. After the jam was done, and I basically like was done with the consistent project that I had been doing, we have to bring up the real life things that were going on. My last year of high school, I think I was starting to get comfortable with myself a little bit, but I've always really had a problem with that I would only start getting comfortable with something right before I'm about to transition into something else. So in this case, I'm like making better friends with people and finding more comfort in putting myself out there right before I graduate high school. And I'm going to community college after this and figuring out who I am and what I want to do. I only did 1 semester of that community college because COVID hit right in the middle of that, and we had to switch to remote stuff, and I was already struggling in person. And by this point, anybody who I was friends with from high school, and I didn't really make any friends in college. I'm not good at keeping communication with people, and so I lost touch, and I'm basically alone again, and I got really depressed. It was tough to talk about it with people because some people would be like, yeah, COVID was tough on all of us, and it's like, yeah, I get it. But like, this is kind of a transitional period of my life, and things aren't going so good. There would be a lot of days where I would just be in tears. I remember one New Year's, I barely came out of my room. I was basically crying all day. I didn't know what to do with myself. And I feel like I just couldn't bring myself to edit videos all the time. And I had no good ideas for things to do. And so eventually I started going to therapy and got medication for my anxiety and stuff, which works for me. I can't recommend it to everyone, but I got more excited about making videos. I had a lot more ideas 2 years ago I did an April Fool's video that I was really happy with, and then I kind of fell off from that a little bit, especially when it's weird because I teased my return in that video, but then, you know, I finished editing another video, and I set up like a plan for myself to kind of focus on making videos more. I kind of gamified it a little bit, and that has certainly helped because I've got a lot of new videos that I've posted that I'm very proud of, including this one from a month ago, History of Marvel's No Prize, which is now my most viewed video ever, and that one actually got the kind of engagement that I was hoping for. There's over 100 comments on it, over 1,000 likes, and I am very proud of that video. I was holding at like 225 to 250 subscribers right until I posted this video. And then this video single-handedly over doubled that to 530, which unfortunately was a little late for this video. I would have liked to have had it before so people could hype it and stuff, but it's fine, whatever. Now, as we approach the 10th anniversary of this whole project that started when I was 15 years old, I've done a lot of reflecting, both positive and negative. On the one hand, right now we're seeing a lot of great successes from young talent that is around or younger than me. The Backrooms was a huge success just a couple months ago, directed by, he's 21, right? Kane Parsons. Obsession, directed by Curry Barker, who's like 26 or something. And I'm seeing all that success, and it's kind of getting me feeling a little bummed about everything that I've been doing. I know they're like completely different things, but I've been kind of like at war with myself, with my 15-year-old self a little bit, because it's like there's a part of me that feels like I committed to this and I've got to like see it through until it's successful. But on the other hand, I'm like, I kind of want to do other stuff. 10 years ago, I thought this might have been the only option towards building a community and towards getting to talk with people who think like me. I was talking to my therapist a little bit ago about how, you know, they say like every 7 years, the cells in your body change and they aren't the same as they were 7 years ago or something. And I've been thinking about that, and the decisions and choices and things that I made back in high school, I don't feel like I made them anymore. They feel like a different person did. So I don't know, I have a lot of thoughts about that kind of stuff, but in the 10 years that I've been doing everything, I've seen a lot of people grow an audience very quickly. But I think I'm learning to make the distinction that we're all kind of in our own places, I guess. It really is a matter of where you are and who you know. I feel like I'm kind of rambling now, but I'm just trying to accept the fact that, like, I'm trying to follow through on something I did when I was 15 years old. You look at a 15-year-old now and it's like, oh my God, they're like a baby to me. That's where I was when I started this. Now I'm just trying to continue that forward, I guess. And going forward, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. My influences change on a day-to-day basis. Some days I'm feeling like my inspiration is coming from like Defunct Land. Sometimes my inspiration's feeling like a Panels to Pixels. I'm looking at my subscription list. Sometimes I'm feeling like inspired by like Drew Gooden. And I guess I'm just trying to place what's my type of video and what's my niche, I guess, because I still have no idea. And I feel weird experimenting because it's like I get new subscribers from specific videos that do really well, and I feel like I'm letting people down when they subscribe for one thing, but then they're getting something completely different. And it's like, I shouldn't really care about that. I don't care. I've heard a lot of people say that if you're trying to find a job, or like a profession, I guess, and if it's the only thing that you can see yourself doing, that's the job for you. I've never really felt that about anything, because I love everything. I kind of helped myself out a little bit with that by separating my Lego interests into the Brick District, which I launched a while ago, and it's still pretty small, but you know, I've got more videos on that aren't nearly as good, but they're there. I have a lot of thoughts about this kind of stuff. One of the things that I wanted to do with my blog was make it into a place for me to talk about growing on YouTube in real time, because I feel like a lot of people that talk about their success on YouTube and stuff do it from the perspective of someone who's already done it. And I'd like to kind of talk about that kind of specific stuff of like balancing the art and the business and like editing workflows and that kind of stuff. Anyway, I've been recording for an hour at this point. I've got a lot of thoughts. I don't really know who this video is for. I guess this is the part where I ask you to subscribe, but just be aware that I think I might be trying some things out. Not every video is going to be in the same style. Not every video is going to be scripted. I don't know. I'm just seeing what I enjoy doing. I don't feel like I can commit to one thing. I guess I can talk more about that another time. Anyway, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Here's to another 10 years, and I'll see you later.